What's going on, everybody? How you doing? This is your boy Alex Magee with another episode of Points of Perspective, a place where I hope that my truth is not your lie. And in today's video, I'm kind of going to do something like a little bit different than I usually do. So my homegirl from the EYC project, I call her E because I don't like saying her real name online. What I basically want to do is I want to react to one of her videos that she recently done, and they're talking about men's mental health. But let me tell you something though that did frustrate me on my end, right? So I was using OBS Studios like for the first time to record, and I was like 15 minutes in, and then the joint started messing up. I'm talking about like, I'm starting to see like little glitches, slowdowns, and all this other stuff. So basically what I might end up doing is the parts that wasn't messed up, I kind of like the take that I given. So I'm gonna see if I can edit that into this video. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna straight up use my Filmora through and through from, we'll just see how that ends up being like, right? So let's get this show started. So right now I got the screen up and I'm going to record like a tiny bit, see how this joint looks, how everything flows, if it's copacetic and whatnot. So let's get it started. So I'm gonna do it from the beginning, and yeah, let's just get the show on the road, right?
Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the EYC project. I'm your host, Emily, and today I have a special guest, a very good friend of mine, Marco Polo.
Thanks for having me.
As you all know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and today we have a very special episode talking about men's mental health awareness, which I think is a great topic that does not get discussed a lot. So we're going to bring it back to a few months ago when I caught a live that Marco had posted on.
I want to mention something real quick, right? Because I do agree with her 100%. I do feel like when it comes to men's mental health, it's not discussed a lot. Like, we often talk about like women for the most part, children's mental health, how SI rates is like going through the roof when it comes to so many people. But the thing that I feel that's happening, right, is it's a definite thing that is increasing the most when it comes to men. Because especially when you have society demanding men to have, you got to meet this, you got to do that, you got to protect. Like, there's so many expectations that put so much, just weight, burden on your shoulders, and it can be difficult. It really can. And then sometimes you might get certain like pressures from peers, family, and it's just nuts. And a lot of people won't resonate with it or feel like, oh, I feel sorry for this individual and what they're going through until it's too late, or if they go through things themselves.
On Facebook, and I've known Marco since we were kids, so I've always known him to be, very energetic, very positive. He's always been an entrepreneur, a hustler. He grew business after business. So to see him in that state of mind kind of threw me back a little bit. So I had to reach out to him, let him know that I was here to support him, and I asked him to come on the podcast so we can discuss the importance of men's mental health. So talk about yourself, your businesses, what services you offer, and how people can reach you.
My name is Marco.
Full respect, right? I definitely am going to keep it playing while he's talking about like his businesses and where he can be located online and like what plans that he has for himself. I feel like it's only right.
Marco Polo of Cars Inc. out in Brockton, Mass. I started my first company in 2014, which was a transportation company. I was known as for party buses. I had the party bus services in Boston, Mass. Marco Polo Transportation and Party Bus. I ran the company for about 2 years until I started selling cars, roughly about 2016. 2016, I started selling cars, and I eventually started my first dealership in 2017 in Worcester, Mass. Shortly after, I opened my second dealership in 2017 in Boston, Mass. And I've been selling cars ever since, up until now. I'm also the rental car guy. I rent a car plug. So,
rental plug.
So I've been renting cars since 2017 as well. So anything car related, reach out to me. I definitely am a valuable resource. I'm located at 701 Martello Street in Brockton, Mass. You can call our main line, 508-818-7675. And you can reach out to any one of our agents or our service providers on the line, and we could definitely help you out.
Do you have any social media?
You can reach me on Snapchat, also on Instagram I'm at Marco Polo Boston.
Marco Polo Boston, y'all. I'm gonna tag him in the comments so y'all.
And I'm also going to see if I could, I didn't even mean to interrupt her. I'm also going to see if I could tag everybody, socials, YouTube back into my own description as well. And for many of y'all know that when it comes to like this whole YouTube thing at the moment, I'm not being a perfectionist. I'm not being like super structured. I'm just doing it in a way that makes me have fun. So I can look back at it and see my growth and how far I'm coming. When it comes to like this whole journey, don't get me wrong, how I speak sometimes, like the ums and uhs and like, I'll keep some in there, but that's something that I want to change. So I'll edit out, you know, the stuff sometimes. But other than that, just having fun with it. I do want this to grow, you know, be monetized and all the other great stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to link the information on mine as well, especially if it's up on her page.
Y'all can have his IG and his Snap. So let's take it back to the day of your live. What was it about that particular day that made you want to go live and let the world know about the things that you were going through?
Well, that live really came about from a state of awareness. I just wanted to put out there, I just really wanted to put out there what I was going through at the time. What I'm still sort of currently going through is that I was in a space where I damn near lost everything that was valuable to me. You know what I mean, important to me. Career-wise, I've been in the industry since 2016.
That right there is also extremely tough too. And I can relate with that in a certain way. And mind you, I don't tell everybody this, I don't tell the whole world, but dealing with health issues is the reason why I lost my career. You know, going with vertigo, which then snowballed into my mental health and depression and the diagnosis that I do have, which I will share with y'all one day, right? I say it on Facebook, but I don't say everything on YouTube, right? And you can feel like you're backed up into a corner, and then once that hopelessness take over, then it's a wrap. So sometimes a lot of us, not all of us, try to find different avenues of like, yo, I want people to know exactly how I'm feeling. I need to figure out how to do this, because me personally, I can't speak for Marco. I can't then just be like, yo, I tried my all and nobody cared and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like before any drastic measures come into my mind, I make sure I'm like, hey, yo, you know what? I'm gonna go on Facebook, I'm gonna go here, and then I wanna speak my thoughts, you know, because I know I'm in a space that I shouldn't be in, but these are the things that I'm going through that's making me engulfed in this despair, this misery, staying in this space. So definitely kudos to him, because it's definitely not easy for somebody to just be on live, for an example, you know, and just speak their thoughts. So I can dig it.
I've been an entrepreneur since 2014, and
It's a long time.
That was my 10-year mark, and I was at a point that I damn near lost everything. Prior to the live, I had a location in Brockton. That's my most current location is Brockton, but I had a location in Boston. I had a location in Worcester, hanging on by a thread. A woman who raised me, she's on her deathbed. And I was
going through it.
I was coming out of a bad relationship, fucked up relationship, and so.
Yo, and I can tell like it's extremely tough for him to speak about it. And yo, it's not easy. It do take a certain amount of courage to be able to speak about like your losses, your griefs, your sorrows. Because I mean, in 2019, I lost my aunt, you know, and that was like immediate to me. Like, she's part of my childhood. So of course, like that affected me a lot. And then it's like my cousin, you know, who's my aunt's granddaughter, also lost her life as well. She was killed. So my mental health already started spiraling from there, and I was still battling with the vertigo. And then it's like a relationship just similar to like what he went through. He came crashing down, just figuring out things the day of the breakup, well, the day after the breakup, I'm sorry, which was Halloween. And I'm just like, dang, yo, so this was done, that was done, this was done. And I done confronted it because, you know, I'm going off of intuition and partly trauma. And just to be gaslit and told like, nah, you're tripping, what's going on with you? You sound insecure, just for it all to be true. That does something to the man's mind, and woman too, don't get me wrong. But in terms of like the men's mental health, this is something that, these are some of the things that we're often told, like, we gotta pull it up by the bootstraps and everything will be all good and you shouldn't be thinking about this and you just need to go out there and improve, lift weights and get your money up. But if your mind's not working, if the engine in your car is not working, then everything else ain't gonna matter. You gotta make sure your mind is good. And sometimes that can take somebody time. Yeah, man, I feel this pain.
key aspects of my life that I hold valuable, dear to my heart, was like shambles. You know what I mean? So I was in a bad fucking place. I was I was in a very, very bad place.
So prior to your life, had you dealt with mental health issues in the past, or was that all new to you?
I've been dealing with mental health for the longest, you know what I mean? And but I just never really addressed my mental health. My form of addressing the mental health, to be quite honest, I drowned it in the bottle.
Yo, I was just about to pause it right before he said that, and then he said he drowned it in the bottle. Something else I can relate with. And it's just tough when so many things is coming towards you, like I said before, and then the only way that you feel like you can navigate through life is if you desensitize your feelings to get that liquor courage, or even if somebody, you know what I mean, a little bit of token choke. The way that sounded, I'm sorry. So yeah, it's just extremely difficult, and it's not easy for us because when so many things happen, and especially when it's fueled by people not giving a care, then that's what we resort to. Because I know what me on my side, right? So many years, I'll say from my 20s to my mid 30s, that's what I was doing. I was just consuming liquor, going to parties, getting drunk, being like a social person. So a lot of people wasn't even able to tell that I was battling through depression. So I can dig it.
You know what I mean? That's basically what I was
That's typically
doing.
people's go-to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was drowning in the bottle. You know what? And it was only so far that was taking me to, because eventually that bottle broke me. You know what I mean? So, if I didn't snap out of it, where a lot of people don't snap out of it, who knows where I would be today.
Right.
To be quite honest.
Side note, Mark is celebrating 4 months of sobriety.
4 months.
Dope,
4
dope.
months, so congratulations on that. That's
Thank you.
great.
That's real dope, Mark, and congratulations to you for that too, brother. Definitely. Me, I still drink every once in a while, but I'm proud at the fact that you was able to put the bottle down and focus on your mental, because that also helps you focus on your physical. So that's pretty dope, bro.
Pretty
Appreciate
dope.
it,
That's
appreciate
dope.
it.
There's two things I'm gonna do, right? The first thing I wanna do is I wanna take a clip from me reacting when I was using the OBS, right? Because I don't want this video to be too long, and I also would like for you to view the original video, which I will be linking down below. The EYC project, that's my homegirl E. Well, she said her name, that's my homegirl Emily, and I really do want you to show her some support, and I also would like for you to show support to Marco Polo. You seem like a real cool dude, and I appreciate his transparency and him speaking about the things that he was speaking about. The second thing, I said I was going to do two things. I think my ADHD is going off. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this up and whatnot, because I don't want this to be too long, because y'all already know that a lot of people got microwave mentality when it comes to how much they invest in content. And mind you, that's not a diss and whatnot, that's me understanding it, So I'm gonna clip that right here, and then I'm gonna put all the links to their socials and that particular video down below. Y'all be easy. Thank you once again for tuning in. Enjoy this though, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere yet. I gotta link this. I gotta do this thing. But the things that's around you, you might not be too privy of. Compared to when you're helping other people, you get to see all angles around that person, and then it's easier for you to approach them and be like, hey, look, listen, this is the angle that you're not looking at this situation or that situation. So look this way, you can see that coming. Make sure you check your 4, you check your 5, you check your 6. But it's hard to always be the problem solver, or majority of the time be the problem solver, and then you don't have anybody that's trying to help you with yours. Or even if they do try to help you with yours, it's not in depth, it's surface.
Oh God, you know what I mean? Financially, mentally, physically, Marco got it. You know what I'm saying? Like Marco got it. It's been a saying. Like I've literally heard individuals say that. Like Marco got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, then when you fall into a space when you don't got it, it's like, damn, what the fuck?
And a lot of people don't know how to be there for their strong friends. They will keep saying Marco got it, Al got it, E got it. Like, they'll be all right. But at the end of the day, or at the beginning of the night, your heart can feel like hell. So sometimes a lot of people have to learn how to not have that whole mentality of, yo, that person got it, because then that person might not have it. But that person might not tell you, because once again, like he said, and even like I said earlier, not a lot of people are expressive when it comes to what's in their mental, because a lot of people are sick and tired of being judged, Joe. And that's another reason why a lot of people don't like going to therapy.
You know what I mean?
I can definitely relate to that. And even though,
Like I said,
you're a man, I'm a woman, I feel like we're in the same boat. Like, people rely on me so much. It's like, damn, when can I get a second to just breathe, without somebody needing something from me? You know what I'm saying? So definitely can relate to that.
all right, so what I'm going to do now, peoples, because I know like this video is already like 14 minutes long, so I'm gonna try to do small edits, and I am going to leave the link of the video down below. It's going to be in the description, and then I also want to put her channel in general, and then the stuff that Marco Polo has as links and whatnot, I want to be able to put them on. So I'm going to go to her comment